Oh, gotta stand back up.
We've broken our knees. We've been on the ground for about 20 minutes.
It was 37. But yes. By the way, I'm Mark.
I'm Garrett.
And we are
Subpar skills.
Subpars.
I wanted to say talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! Because that's what we were doing for about 30 minutes, but still.
The good old Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime and a little bit of how the card game actually works. Because God knows the anime
Again, so
like
delayed.
to ignore that fact.
So delayed in your running.
Yeah.
Go now. So we're just going to do that strategy we talked about?
Hey, we're just going to run past his ass. If we don't have to kill him, I'm not doing it.
Pray to God we don't get killed on the way to the stairs.
Basically, yeah. Unless he, like, spawn shit to fuck you, which we're about to find out.
Has Lido following you the entire way? Dear God, that'd make this so much harder.
Yeah, that would suck.
Yeah,
where
we
am I
talked.
run to?
Hmm?
So where am I running to?
Straight to the right.
Straight to the right. Oh, you know what? That is actually amazing. Sorry, bro. Getting the fuck out of here. No. Nope, I don't give a fuck about any of you. Fight me now, bitches.
Just don't fall. Wow, they hit you hard.
Yeah, they do. Well, I was also attacking. If someone attacks you, while you're attacking, they deal extra damage.
That's the baby version of lightning stick.
Well, Garrett, they are not a god, so I hope they're not doing...
As strong as the Nameless King did?
Yeah, no shit. Hey, we can go there eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Look, an item. But first... Bullshit. Maybe? Or not. Ah!
So
Stop
many.
dropping down! Jesus.
But,
Purging stones.
yeah. I would like to get back into Yu-Gi-Oh! But, dear God.
The game is just so different from what I'm used to.
I like Link Monsters, though. I find them an interesting concept.
I didn't mind Synchro and Link. Well, Synchro exceeds stuff like that.
Pendulum's where we fell off.
Pendulums just did not make sense to me because I didn't bother really to learn, which is on me.
Even when I learned, I was just like, I don't know why I would use this. Like, I know why it's good, because it lets you literally special summon any monster from your hand for free.
Yeah, it was just basically like, we just made the game faster. And it's like, no, my boomer brain can't understand. What is this? Good. Oh, I'm trying to die. Heartburn. Fuck.
I feel like Lap should be around here for some reason.
Probably.
Well, we know where to go.
This way.
Yeah, I like Link Monsters. I
What
like
the fuck? What is cursing me?
him, his presence. The ones with spikes in them automatically curse you when you're near.
Interesting.
But I like watching Link Monsters. Like, every time I go to the card shop, there's like a tournament going on. I like to watch, but it's just like, I don't get it.
Yeah,
Like, it's entertaining, but when you can play half your deck in the first turn, it's just like, what the fuck is going on?
It's just not how I enjoy playing games. I like to take my time, playing out a strategy, like, as I'm drawing cards, not basically...
You don't want to win in the first turn?
Yeah, basically. Unless it's, like, a very rare occurrence.
I start the game with Exodia.
I mean, at least that'd be funny.
Well, for you, not for the other person. They would be beyond angry.
Nope, stagger. Running time.
Why two-handed? We finally got to the point where we can use it one hand.
It says range.
Wow. So that shield, the head of an arch dragon.
You got it, bitch. Sit the fuck down. Alright, that was fun. I'm not a fan of that shield. That shield can fuck you up.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. Refuse. No hedgehog bullshit today. You and Santa can go away.
What about Sonic, though?
Sonic's pretty alright. Oh, no. Oh, the grabs. Oh, fuck. I should be dead.
No shit. That's just mean.
Alright, come up here where I can hit you, boys.
You expect such complicated grabs because that's all they've ever done, and that one was just legit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they still do a lot more damage than I'm expecting.
That one was just legit. I'm going to force you to the ground and stab you in the throat.
I also think generally the older style of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is more enjoyable to watch. But then again, that's probably because that's the way I enjoy playing it.
I still have my old cards.
I do not, unfortunately.
I was thinking about that the other day, talking with a friend of ours, seeing if he would want to play old school Yu-Gi-Oh.
Is that the friend who always played with us anyway?
Yeah.
Okay. He'd probably still be down.
He still has all the stuff.
Oh, yeah.
It's something to do.
Yeah, well, I'd have to go from memory to rebuild my deck and probably have to purchase everything.
You'd have to buy a couple things.
Yeah. Specifically, I'd have to buy Obelisk the Goddamn Tormentor again. Actually, I thought about trying out the new decks they made for that shit.
The new synergy they made for the God cards?
Yes. Some of them are broken.
Oh yeah, they've
I got to
actually
see
made
some
the
of the
God cards
Slifer ones.
great.
Well, they actually redid all their effects, I think, too. Or some of them. Because the...
I have a tournament legal Slifer and it has the same effects as the original.
Does it?
Yeah.
See, I don't remember always having the same effects.
Such a weird conversation for Dark Souls.
Oh, there's only so much we can say, like, ooh, ah, dodge, swing, hit, pain, suffering. I mean, this is always why I enjoyed watching Let's Plays, is hearing people talk about other stuff while they're doing this. And, you know, talking about it as it happens, if something really that important happens.
Yep.
Yeah, because I mean,
Okay.
I'd also have to get my Tyrant Dragon back.
That was a great card.
I love that card. So underutilized. Mainly because if he's actually destroyed, he's really annoying to get back out. Especially if you're not playing a deck built around him like I was. Yeah, because
He's a good dragon.
when Garrett and I played Yu-Gi-Oh, we really weren't using...
We were not optimal in any way, shape,
Yeah,
or
we were
form.
not
It's
meta.
a toy tool.
We were not meta in any way.
They were decks that we made.
Yeah, out of random cards that we had.
Yep.
And really, the main thing we built was just like, are these individual cards good on their own? Yes. Really didn't plan much legit synergy. In fact, our decks were...
Bad.
My original deck was called the Cockblock deck by many of our friends.
It did introduce me to a lot of cards I wanted to have that
Yeah,
I
I
eventually
remember-
got.
I remember when we did our first duel at lunch in fucking... is that Butler Tech?
Yeah, trade school, vocational school, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you were like, is it cool if I play with a huge deck? And I'm like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, because my deck at the time, because I didn't understand deck limits, / didn't bother to pay attention to them, had like 200 cards.
Yeah, because you're like, these are just all my favorite cards.
Well, I figured that wouldn't be that big of a thing, where it's like, it doesn't matter who wins, but these are just cards I like.
Yeah. And then we played, I think it was like maybe at least 1 or 2 games that day.
Yeah.
Maybe more. But I think I won every single one of them.
You won every game for months.
Yes.
Like, even when I cut down and actually made a legitimate deck that wasn't stupid, you still won every game forever.
Well, because my main strategy was, is the worst way to play a game, honestly, when you're trying to do, like, any kind of multiplayer stuff, like with other people. I basically took the fun away from everybody. Because every time you would do something, I almost always had a thing that said, no, you cannot do that.
Yep.
Looking at it now, it's not a very fun way, or a fun deck to play against, but as the one being the dick, it was actually, fun for that instant. So I might have to make a different deck if I did something like that. The problem is I don't like having really high synergy decks either.
Because if you don't get that one crystal piece, it's all over.
Yeah, I don't know. I like playing hodgepodge decks. With like just a hint of synergy. Because I was talking about the Egyptian god synergy decks.
The name of God, thine own God, if thou canst recall. Then thou's not forgotten. Perhaps 'tis why we may converse. I am Shira, servant to the Princess Philomena.
You're going to have to come back to this. Oh, great. Because there's certain cards in
Holy shit!
I got to see a bit of the Slifer one. And the Slifer, for some strange reason, is built upon a strange synergy with the King's Queen and Jack Knight.
That makes sense.
Well, yeah, it makes sense because it was part of Yugi's deck, and that was
Well,
like
it makes sense because you think it's the easiest way to get 3 creatures out.
yeah.
What is going on? I got stabbed. I lived longer than I should have.
Yes. But it's just really weird that there's like a card specifically for Slifer the Sky Dragon asks for Kings, Queens, and Jacks Knight. When I feel like they could have just as easily made some kind of...
I wonder if it has the new Link monsters, because...
I don't know if it has any of the Link monsters.
Well, because their original, the Kings, Queens... Yeah, Kings, Queen, and Jack Knight's original fusion was obviously...
Not great?
Well, it was Arcana and it was fucking great. It was a great card.
It was okay.
3,800 attack, and you can negate anything once per turn.
Oh. I thought it was...
You have to discard the card that's being activated. So it's like if a trap goes off, discard a trap, but then it negates a trap. And at 3,800 attack...
It could generally bulldoze over most things.
Well, because honestly, all you needed was King and Queen. Because once both are on the field, like if you play Queen, then King, you get to search out Jack.
Yeah, but it's kind of awkward when you have Queen and Jack in your hand.
Yeah, especially with Jack being a 5-star.
Yeah.
But even then, King and Queen were actually decently paced, like as far as stats. I think Queen was 1,500 attack, 1,700 defense for a 4-star. She was a normal monster, but still.
Something like that. I don't remember.
But and then they made an X, was it XYZ? I think it was an XYZ that was like.
Oh fuck! Okay, he comboed me to death.
Yeah, it was. What was it? No, it was an effect monster, like an effect, like a super version of Queen's Knight, because their fusion was like a super version of Jack's Knight. And then they made a Link monster as like a super version of King's Knight. They were all 3 of them are good. All negate different things at for different ways.
I just feel like they should have built a new set of minions for Slifer.
Like they do Brawl.
Well, something like that. Just something that fit more on theme because...
Something that makes you draw. Something that helps your draws. Because, I mean...
Well, no, it's just because you think of King's Queen and Jack's Knight, that's like an Arthurian legend.
Yeah.
Summoning an Egyptian god. It's just kind of like... The only reason this exists is because these were part of Yugi's deck, who is the main user of Slifer. I mean, I'd have to check out the Obelisk deck and see if it just pulls cards from Kaiba's deck. It probably does. But...
I mean, but at least like I said, at least King, Queen, and Jack got some support to make them better. So maybe you could do some with that.
Oh yeah, but most of their support revolves around...
This honestly is bugging me.
Oh, sorry.
We're not using it.
Oh, saving it for a boss, but yeah, it doesn't...
We're not even getting near. The next boss... Who is
that? Sort of the church. Spirit of the church.
Right.
The PvP boss.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Happy Half-Life. Half-Light. Not Half-Life. Half-Life 3.
Not Gordon. Not the meme game. That's one of the last true meme games. It's like, we'll never get this. Because we actually got Kingdom Hearts 3 a couple years ago.
Yep.
Whether you like or dislike that game is up to you. I'm just glad we got something.
I never played... I played, which one was it?
You played one for about 30 minutes and you wanted to kill me.
I about broke your controller in half.
Yeah, unfortunately, Kingdom Hearts 1 does not age extraordinarily well. The graphics are still alright for being a PS2 game. It was just more of just like, hey, you have to go find this thing and no way to tell you where it is. Because really the only way you could tell is that it was collecting the fish on Destiny Islands, for those of you who know. Well, if you don't know, I'll still explain it anyway. And the only way you could tell where the fish were in the ocean was little itty-bitty black blurbs that, honestly, were fucking impossible to see, really.
Yep. That was my one and only experience with Kingdom Hearts.
Well, playing it anyway.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you have heard me rant about things with Kingdom Hearts. I don't know how much you've retained, or wanted to retain.
Organization 13 is interesting. Xehanort honestly went on for too long. Naminé. I don't even know who that is, what her point is, anything like that. I just know her name.
Do you think Naminé? You wouldn't get that.
Then why would you say it?
For those who would.
all over the place with our conversations right now.
Yeah, I mean, we're still conversing. We're making progress. We don't really talk about what we're doing because
honestly, we're just corpse run after corpse run after corpse run.
Yeah, we're just exploring, seeing the new area. There's nothing really major happening. I mean, this person we had to talk to, but...
Speak thee thine father, perhaps 'tis why we... I am known as Shira.
Our jerky face with our weird pale eyes.
Matriarch.
We're part of the Hyuga clan?
They who are ken
If
to God's
only.
name are surely ken to the terrors of the dark. Please, I bid thee take not from the princess, as the fire waneth, does she lie by the dark.
Alright, now we can worry about murder these boys. Dude, he fucking just whacks you out of the sky. What is your favorite god card?
God, Slifer.
Slifer?
I just like the effect of the cards in your hand affecting his power. There are other cards that do that now, but his other effect where they can destroy a monster when it's summoned, potentially if it has less than 2,000 attack, I think it's just a great control method.
Yeah, because honestly...
Like, Obelisk is great for control, obviously, because of his other effect,
Yes.
but I just like Slifer's because it's a block.
Especially when Slifer first came out, like at least in the show, or when the card actually should have been released in the game, which they didn't do because they knew it would be broken. Slifer was the first card that made you truly feel like, oh fuck, how are you supposed to fight this? Because really at the time there was no real big answers to Slifer.
I mean, there were.
There were, but you had to plan around him.
I mean, but even like some of the best cards to use against any of the god cards were cards that were very popular, like Dark Hole and Regeki. Those both work.
Yes, although in the animes they made you legit believe that those wouldn't work as well as they did in the game.
Well, again, that's the anime.
Yes, because if those cards did not work, nobody would ever not play the god cards.
I like that they got their super form, but that it only very recently came out in English.
The Harakti?
Yeah, that came out for a while. That was a Japanese exclusive.
Ooh. Fuck off.
You've gotten significantly worse, and I've been getting better.
Please let me out of the corner. Oh, I could not
Hit
escape.
the motherfucker.
Yeah, I just wanted
You know
to
he staggers, just hit him.
Uh,
Hit him so he staggers, then run.
it's fine. We still got plenty of time.
Oh god, have we really been rambling for that long?
Oh yeah.
Rambling about a card game we don't even play.
Well, we used to play it.
I'd be more than fine to get back into. I thought about doing that at one point. Despite how Jesus Christ, despite how stupid it would probably be to do, would literally buy just 3 brand new structure decks and give one to me, you, and our friend.
Yeah, who shall remain anonymous at this time.
Yep. And just each of us try and play one, and just see what happens.
I did that.
Like even with the Link monsters and stuff like that, and I'm like, oh, this would be hilarious.
I think I did it about around 2-3 years ago for me and my brother.
You did, because you had me come over and try and play, and I was just like, what is this?
They weren't that confusing because it was just.
Well, it was just weird because it's like, no offense, your brother has never been good at Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh, my brother has issues reading in general.
Well, I mean, and then he goes to kicking my ass hard, and I'm just like, what is this garbage?
Yeah, I was not prepared for.
I'm not gonna lose to a child.
I'm not going to do it. Yeah, I wouldn't mind. I don't really want to say I want to collect the cards again because really that's a money sink right there that I really don't need.
No, I have magic on that.
I don't really like collecting magic, really.
Well, here's the problem with card games and Mark. Mark doesn't like deck building, which confuses the hell out of me.
Again, because
God, if we needed chunks.
to be a deck builder is to try and figure out just how to build a deck that always wins. I don't necessarily want to win all the time.
I know, that was your complaint for a while. Like, we talked about that earlier in the episode. Was it this episode or last episode?
It was this episode.
Where you used to win a lot, like to the point of stupidity, where it's like, you'd think me and our friend would just stop playing. Instead, Mark is the one that just gave up playing because he got tired of winning.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you guys literally, like, no offense, have no shot.
I was like, anything you guys can do, I can just reject. And whenever I get my stuff out, you can't deal with it.
Yeah. We eventually got better. It
Yeah.
became more fun and more fair.
Yes.
But for a while, it was just Mark is going to win, because he always wins, unless we team up, and our friend is very bad at that.
Well, our friend is very impatient.
He will team up until he's convinced Mark will lose, and then he'll kill me out of nowhere, Mark will recover, and then kill him, and he's like, oh, I thought I had it. I'm not catching up with this, am I?
He's very impatient, our friend.
I mean, I am too, but even I can understand. What the hell?
Where did this guy go? Are you a dog chasing his tail? Did he fall down? What? I'm so confused, friend.
Did you go downstairs?
No.
I just don't want him cursing me the entire time. Uh-oh.
Ooh.
We're dead.
Well, you're alive for now. This guy I'm concerned about.
Well, that's... But yeah, like I said, after seeing tournaments and stuff at the card shop, I would love to get you and our friend into the newer cards, because they are honestly interesting and not the most complicated things in the world to learn.
Yeah.
To explain Link summoning, it's basically selective tribute summoning. Like a card, like a Link monster will literally say 2 monsters.
Okay.
That's it.
So it's like even more simplified XYZs?
Yeah.
Why?
Some of them are more specific where it's like, it has to be 2 tokens, or it has to be a certain level.
A certain...
But each link has like a number, like there's link 1, 2, 3, and 4. A link 1 counts as 1 link. Like, it can count as 1 tribute.
Okay.
But for certain cards, it's like, I'm a link 3, I require 2 or more creatures. If you already have a link 2, that counts as 2 of your links. So if it's like, I'm a link 3, I require at least 3 creatures. A link 2 counts as 2 of those.
Oh.
So, it's pretty simple, honestly. Obviously, each one's different in their requirements. Because when I first saw it, I'm like, I don't get it. This makes no sense, yeah. But then I actually learned, and I'm like, this is actually pretty simple. And what I love is that even the oldest cards in the game can be used. Like, you could literally have a deck of, like, Hitatsumi Giants and Battlenox and still make some of the strongest Link monsters in the game. And I love stuff like that.
I remember how to fight this guy, Garrett.
Yay! But it's like a conversation we had yesterday. Where it's like, unlike Magic, a lot of the oldest cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! You can't use.
No, I didn't.
Like in the Modern, but with Link monsters you can.
To a point, I imagine.
I mean, like I said, there are some that require specific things. Like, I know some off the top of my head that's like, I require 2 Dark monsters. Or I require at least 1 Dragon. And it's like, they're not the most complicated thing in the world. Know what I mean? It's not like Pendulum when it first came out, we're just like, what the hell is this shit? I still don't 100% get it.
Hey, a lightning gem.
Yay.
That's almost enough to make me mad. We would have killed literally for that. We would have farmed.
Yeah, I love that we gave up on Lightning Infusion right before we got the card.
Well, it just always boiled down to is like, we should really be leveling our faith, but faith isn't immediately useful to us right now.
How dare you shut up?
Yeah, because my least favorite of the gods is actually Ra, because it's...
I'm disappointed in it.
Yeah.
It's just going off what Ra could do in the anime versus what it could do in the actual game. It's just like such a stark contrast. It's not even funny.
Well, the main thing I always wanted from Ra that it never really kept was it keeping all the attack of the tributed monsters.
There are cards that do that.
Yeah, there are versions of Ra you can do it because Ra is the only card that has like multiple versions of itself.
Yeah, they did that.
Because they had to because it was so bad otherwise.
Well, no, they did it because both those were forms that were used in the anime.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, but we want their representation. And then it made Ra broken in comparison to the other two. Like, where it's like, well, we're never going to use any of the gods to. Oh, well, we're going to use at least one form of Ra, being the Sphere.
Yeah, the Sphere is broken.
The Sphere is considered great now.
Oh, because it's card removal that you benefit immediately off of.
Yep.
It was like, yeah.
Well, it's like, the thing is, its main effect, the ability to tribute your opponent's monsters.
Yes.
They literally made an archetype around that called Kaijus. Ra's better. Actually, Ra's considered worse than Kaijus, because Kaiju can immediately attack. because they summon themselves to your field
Ah.
by tributing your opponent's monsters, which is just great. But the fact that Raw can get rid of 3 of them, whereas Kaijus require 1. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, because, like, some meta-defining cards, I know one right off the top of my head. Oh, fuck, let me think of it. What is it? Raid Raptor Ultimate Falcon is what it's called. Is immune to all effects.
Okay.
Bottom line. It's immune to all things. But not being sacrificed. Literally, Raw Sphere Mode is run for that card.
That's hysterical.
Like, and that's the problem that a lot of people have, is that a lot of the most meta-defining cards, Sphere Mode just stops.
It just sits there and goes, no, good sir.
Yeah.
You do not get to have fun today.
That was bold strategy.
God damn you and your bullshit.
Thought I killed them all.
Apparently not.
Oh, fuck it.
Yeah, because base Raw is garbage.
Base Raw is horrendous.
Yeah. It's like...
Have I finished talking to you, or do you have more crap to say?
Thou'st a kind speak to a captive such as I. It is no surprise thou rememberest our God. May I ask thee a kindness?
Sure.
Perhaps thou'st beheld the lone dragon that inhabiteth this city. Medir is his name, and the arch-dragon that its forebears.
Yeah,
He
speaking
once
of lady.
prevailed against the dark. Was by dark afflicted.
God, we're not getting through her exposition.
I mean, we slowly are. You know, and I inevitably die in the next minute and a half. Because I forgot how to fight one knight.
But like I said, I would love to get like a bunch of modern Link decks.
I would just love to have a bunch of just random decks that we could just pull from.
You keep looking that way. You know where he's coming from at this point. We've been through this corridor like 15 times.
Yeah, I'm a literal moron.
It's like, I understand you don't pay attention when I play, but pay attention when you play, at least.
Never.
But, yeah, I would love to have, like, modern decks with Link monsters to try and get you and him to learn how to... Not force you to learn, obviously, but just, like, try it. Try faster Yu-Gi-Oh! Because that is a conversation I've had with friends over the last couple days, is just, going back to Yu-Gi-Oh!
No, don't kill me. I thought I had more stamina.
No. I don't know. It'd be something cool to do.
Yeah, but again, it's just another time and money sink.
It is.
Like, we're already trying, like, in Magic. I was like, oh, do I really want to go back to a different card game?
It would be something to do for, like, the 3 of us.
Yeah.
Because, like, we play Magic in a group of, like, 5 people. Sometimes 6, depending on, people from my job.
Yeah.
But, for the most part, it's 5 of us.
Oh, no! God, if you just didn't survive with 1 pixel of health, you absolute bastard. Finally, I get to progress.
But, well, like I said, it'd be something fun to do.
It'd be interesting.
Considering for the longest time it was just us 3.
I guess in one thing is that Yu-Gi-Oh! In general is just cheaper than Magic.
It is. You don't, like we said the other day, or like I said the other day when we were having this conversation, there's no Black Lotus.
Well, I mean, like, buying a deck in Magic is generally, what, 15, 20 bucks?
Something like that.
Buying almost any structure deck for Yu-Gi-Oh! is 10.
Yeah.
Ugh. And you don't get a lot of fucking duplicates a lot of the time in Yu-Gi-Oh! Like you do in Magic. Like the fucking lands.
I don't know, like I said, I think it'd be something fun to do, just the 3 of us.
You don't know.
Considering the 3 of us have not hung out in forever, when's the last time you 2 were even in the same room together?
Probably last time I was when we did Magic at one of our friends' houses.
So, 2 months ago?
Probably, if not even longer.
Considering at one point we were all hanging out like 3 to 4 times a week.
That was when our schedules lined up a lot easier.
Hell, I see you at minimum 2 times a week.
Yeah, for this shit.
Wow, why you gotta call it shit?
Yeah, I'm not saying it's like quality shit, I'm just saying it's like,
We're high quality garbage.
we are the Wendy's of fast food.
I like Wendy's. I had Wendy's yesterday, it was great.
Yeah, it's still fast food.
What are you doing?
I don't remember how to get down without
You are
falling.
literally right next to it.
Is there stairs?
No, but there's a ledge you can drop on.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah. And then he'll walk under it. And he'll somehow stab you in midair, which is some bullshit in my opinion, but hey.
Oh my god. What is this?
Where am I?
Progress? Dear God.
Do you want to just... We could have Loring Skull throw next to him just so they'll leave us alone for a minute.
May I ask, Hapmid he once railed against the dark. It was by dark afflicted. Now here, return, he remaineth.
God.
To watch over the sleeping
The
princess.
pauses between killing
Yes.
us, literally.
And yet, I would have we put the dragon to rest before the dark consumeth him and his vows of the rock.
Except,
Except,
cool, thanks. Oh, you're fucked.
nope.
Stay here, stay here. You got one of them.
No. Okay. Fuck. No, don't do
that
it.
garbage.
Don't you fucking dare. Fuck, I didn't delay my roll enough. No, 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 no.
This is so stupid. We're getting nowhere.
We may as well just stop the episode when you respawn.
But look at those souls.
If you want to try and get the souls in Homeward Bone, you might have time for that.
I'm gonna be bold. Truly bold. Like Batman.
You might want to equip your Homeward Bones to be as bold as I think you're going to be.
Nah, I'm bolder than you think.
Okay.
Because I know where a bonfire is near there. I'm gonna try and beeline it there.
Well, Garrett, just make sure you don't die even farther away with our souls.
Oh, if I die, we're not getting those back. I'll tell you that right now. Either I'll die before I get there, or I'll die after I get them.
Alright.
Because I'm gonna have to go through both those guys. What else? I know our friend whose house we normally play Magic at. I know he started getting into Pokemon cards.
He's always collecting them, he said. Just not very avidly. He just always like, I got some cards.
Yeah, whereas now it's like he's really gotten into it. Which is
Well,
cool.
it's become a much more, I don't want to say a cool thing to do, because I don't want to make it sound like he's like a trend chaser. But it became much more in the public knowledge.
In
Like,
the spirit of cool.
It's just very like, oh yeah, you get Pokemon cards are always a thing, right? Oh, there goes our souls.
Yep. He pulled out some new horse shit.
That's what killed me once. In the helm of a lowly knight, fashioned from solid iron. Well, that's your problem, it's not steel.
I agree.
The actual metal, not your last name. Alright, everyone.
Well, we didn't make progress that time.
Did we start here?
Mm-hmm.
I thought we started at the archers.
We did.
Yeah. So we did make a barest hint of progress.
I don't know that guy.
He probably pulled the guys into here.
Ah.
But anyway,
Thank you for listening to our ramblings of a card game
Oh,
that we
yes.
may or may not get into.
goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Maybe if I can fucking find my buttons.